Hi, welcome to The Upside. I'm your host, Paul Santinello. We're back after a little hiatus due to COVID. Today's going to be a fun interview. We're going to be talking with Kristen McClintock, who's the executive director of the Gray House. And we're going to just get into a conversation with Kristen so that we're able to hear what she has to say about what she does and how she does it. So, Kristen, welcome to the show. I appreciate it for you coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
So first of all, let's talk about the Gray House. Where are you located?
Sure. So the Gray House is located at 22 Sheldon Street. It's in the north end of Springfield within the Memorial Square neighborhood.
And what does the Gray House do?
So the Gray House is a small but really amazing social service agency. We were founded in the early 80s by the Sisters of St. Joseph. And really their mission was to create an agency where any of our neighbors who are facing hardship could come to help meet their immediate and transitional needs. And we did that by providing clothes, food, and educational services in a really safe and supportive environment. And nearly 40 years later, we're still doing that. We're still, honoring that mission. And as you can imagine, in the last few years, we've really seen the need within the community and the surrounding communities grow. And so we're just really happy and thankful to be able to continue serving the community and helping out any way we can.
So maybe about 2 years ago or so, right at the beginning of COVID, we had Teresa Liberti on and talking about some of the things that were going on because of COVID. So what changed in the mission in terms of, because you deal with about 12,000 families roughly that you service, correct?
Yeah, so actually from the last time you spoke with Teresa, who's still part of our team, at that point, prior to the pandemic, we were serving about 5,000 unique individuals every year. And in 2021, that number increased to 12,000 unique individuals. And that's with like 56,000 service visits through our agency. And again, we're a small agency. So for a long time, I was the only full-time employee. We have a small staff. They're very dedicated. And we have an amazing group of volunteers who help us, do the things that we do within the community. But the surge in need has just been mind-boggling. And I was so naive when I joined the team back in May of 2020. I thought, in a few months, things will get back to normal. And then I realized that wasn't going to happen. So I said, by 2021, things will get back to normal. And it's now 2022, and we're still seeing just such a tremendous need within the community. And as you probably know, where we're located in this area, it's one of the poorest parts in the entire state. So right here in the Memorial Square neighborhood, 65% of individuals live below the poverty line. 66, I think, percent of adults speak another language other than English at home. A large percentage, I think over 40% of individuals aged 18 and older don't have a high school degree. So, the area where we're located, it's a great area to serve those who are most vulnerable within our community. But again, we don't just service this area. We welcome individuals from the surrounding community to utilize our resources if they need them.
The resources that you provide to the community, talk about that a little bit, because there's food, there's education, what are the services that the Gray House is providing? And by the way, it really is a great house that you operate out of, correct?
Yes. It is a beautiful gray Victorian house. The sisters purchased it for $500 at auction, and it was in need of a lot of love. So they brought the whole community together to really restore the building. So one of my favorite parts about working here is I have individuals who come and they'll knock on our door and say, hi, when I was 15, I was living in the neighborhood back then, and I helped paint the stairwell, or I came in and I helped, my dad helped fix the electricity in the Gray House. So yes, it is a Gray House. But the services we provide, it's a little bit of everything. So our biggest program is the Market at Gray House, and that is our emergency food assistance program. It runs every Thursday from 9 to noon, and then the second and fourth Friday of each month from 4 to 6. And that's to help working families access those important resources. So again, people can come with the pandemic. We've transitioned from a model where people used to come inside the building to fill out paperwork and get their food, and now it's all done outside. So it's very efficient. We can service a family in under a minute. They might pull up if they have a vehicle or walk up on the sidewalk. We'll provide them with their groceries, things like dairy and meat, bread, non-perishable items. We really try to give a good selection of food for those individuals. So that happens every single week. We also have our adult ed program, which primarily helps migrants and refugees who have settled in the area and they want to work on their English language skills. So they'll come, we'll work on them in small classroom settings or one-on-one with tutors to help them with their, again, language skills, their conversational skills, so that they can go in turn out into the community, be more productive, be advocates for their families, and hopefully, find gainful employment. So that's one of our primary programs. And then we also have our licensed kids club program, which operates after school and during the summer. It's wonderful. It's very small, again, a smaller program. We can have up to 20 kids. So it's different than maybe a Boys and Girls Club or a YMCA where there's a lot of kids coming. So we can offer really individualized attention to our students. We help them with homework. We have these really great fun activities to do, arts and crafts, STEM projects, science building. Just a few weeks ago, we did an egg drop from the second floor of the Gray House. The kids had a great time with that. So that's another service that we offer. And then of course, outside of those three primary programs, we offer our Thanksgiving dinner program where we can provide turkeys and all the fixings for families in need at Thanksgiving. We give out hundreds and hundreds of gifts to children each Christmas time. And we also give out winter coats, hats, and mittens to anybody who needs them throughout the year, and diapers and formula for families with young children.
Because you took over really during COVID and had this, you've been operating under COVID rules, so to speak. What has been the major challenge that you think that you faced that has anything inhibited the services that you provide?
That's a great question. So I'm really proud of the way that our team has come together. And I feel like every challenge that's been presented to us, we've been able to adapt and kind of face and overcome. So it really is, like I said, a testament to our board and our staff and our amazing volunteers, because every single time there seems to be a hurdle, we're able to overcome it. And especially with like our emergency food assistance program, that's an essential service. We didn't miss a beat. We didn't have a month or 2 months where we had to close down. Very quickly under Teresa's leadership, we were able to transition so that the community who needed those resources more than ever were able to access them. So that's been amazing. I would just say probably the biggest challenge is just the sheer volume of need that we've seen. So again, going from 5,000 unique individuals to 12,000, that's a lot of individuals to help. So for us, we've been very lucky. The community, businesses, our donors have really rallied around us because they believe in what we're doing in our mission. And so they've been very generous in supporting us so that we can continue to meet these challenges and pivot. And again, ultimately serve the people that we're here to serve.
Okay, so you had 120% increase on the people that you served from 5,000 to 12,000, which is huge. You're the only full-time employee. So
Well,
obviously there's a lot of people helping out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So just to clarify, we actually have just hired an educational director, a full-time educational director, which is very exciting.
Okay.
Because not only to unify both our adult education and our youth programming, but yes, we are a very small kind of grassroots organization. And so we rely on individuals who come and volunteer each and every week in our program. So we have an amazing team who comes to help us prepare and then distribute the food for our market. We have some of the most amazing volunteers who work one-on-one with our English language learners, whether it be over the computer or if they come in person, they teach classes for these individuals. And then of course, we have volunteers who come every afternoon to provide academic help and support for our Kids Club students, which, as you can imagine, being remote last year, a lot of our students who are already struggling have really fallen behind. So having that one-on-one, having somebody who sits down with you every day and says, all right, you know what, let's pull out your math homework. We can do this together. Like, you can do this. We can get you back to where you need to be, is is incredible. So we have just the best.
What's amazing to me is I always think about organizations like yours where if you weren't there, what would people be doing? Where would that food come from, or that, learning English or helping a kid after school or something? And, where you are located, anybody who goes to the hospital, you can drive through certain sections of the city and you see where things are. But the amazing thing is that you continue to operate. COVID didn't shut you down. I know it didn't shut down a lot of charities, which is amazing. I still think it's incredible that you guys are able to overcome all that and still deliver to even more people. So one of the things, and I appreciate you coming on, because I like to talk about good things that are going on in our community, and the Gray House certainly is one of them. But one of the things I wanted to talk about is, and we'll talk about how people may be able to help out a little bit later, but on March 24th, and I get a kick out of it that it's live, but you did this virtually for 2 years. And I really just got to know how you do a virtual spaghetti dinner. Being Italian, we can eat anywhere. So, but I just, so you have it's really is it your biggest fundraiser?
Yeah, so the Spaghetti Supper is our largest fundraiser of the year, and it accounts for nearly 10% of our entire annual operating budget.
Okay, so okay, so tell people what about the event, where it is, what they can do to help, what do you need, and that type of thing.
Yeah, so again, as you had mentioned, the event takes place on March 24th. Of course, we are monitoring the situation. We'll be following CDC guidelines. And so I do invite anyone who is thinking of joining us in person just to kind of keep an eye on our website in case anything changes. If there's one thing I have learned in the last 2 years is that always expect the unexpected. But we're really excited to have this back in person, because it's a great way for the community to come together, and for us to share the great work we've been doing, and to thank all of those individuals who, again, they're the reason we can continue to do what we do. So all of those donors and supporters, the businesses and the individuals, the volunteers who come out, and the families we serve, our kids club families, our adult ed students, we can all come together, share a meal, and have a good night. And I think after 2 years, I say personally, of really doing nothing, I'm really looking forward to this event. I'm looking forward to getting to meet people that I've never maybe had a chance to meet. So there's a lot of names that I recognize, those really committed, loyal supporters. I haven't had a chance to meat them face to face. And so I am so excited to say, thank you. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for caring about your community. So again, it's coming up on the 24th of March. It's going to be from 5 to 7. It's over at the Greek Cultural Center, right down the road from us here at 8 Plainfield Street. Individuals are welcome to buy tickets at the door, or if they'd like to purchase them before, they can certainly reach out through our website. We're happy to send those out in the mail or have them come by. There is a raffle involved with some great prizes. And again, just a really nice chance to come together as a community and be together.
So how much is it per ticket for someone to come?
So we're requesting a minimum of a $5 donation for a ticket, and children who are 6 and under are free. So.
Okay. And the food is being prepared by the Knights of Columbus, right?
Yes, they have been wonderful. Right. So year after year, they come, they prepare the food, they help us serve it. And again, a shout out to the Greek Cultural Center, because they donate the space for our event as well, which is really, awesome. Really wonderful.
And I would tell people that if you haven't been to an event where the Knights of Columbus cook, those guys know how to cook. So the food will be good. I know that for sure. Absolutely. Yes. So it's the 24th. It's $5 a ticket as a requested donation. Kids under 6 are free. At the Greek Culture Center, so easy on, easy off from the highway, so easy to get to. And this is going to account for about 10% of your budget for your year operating costs. For service that you're providing, where you had 120% increase in the need that you guys are servicing people in your community. So anybody who can go there, you can also become a sponsor of the event. If you can't make it, you can always make a donation,
absolutely.
right? You can do that on the
Yes,
website?
yes. So anyone who's maybe not quite ready to do an in-person event, we understand that. And so if people want to be involved or want to support it, that's okay. So if for those individuals, they can make a donation, send a check in to us, or go onto our website and donate online. Or if there's anybody who wants to be a sponsor, we have different sponsorship levels, everywhere from bronze up to an event sponsor. And all of that information about the benefits and perks of being a sponsor are all listed on our website, which is grayhouse.org.
Okay, so for more information about the Gray House, you can go to grayhouse.org. For more information about the dinner, you can go there as well. So when you talk about all these services that you have, there are other things people can do besides donating money, correct? That you still need volunteers for certain programs. So what kind of
Yes.
things can people volunteer if they have a talent or the time to do something? What kind of volunteers are you looking for help with? Because I know when organizations ask for volunteers, sometimes it can get scary where people say, well, I don't know what they're going to make me do, once I get there. But what kind of
Yes.
things are you looking for? So maybe people can match up a skill they have or something that you might need.
Sure. Yeah. So we do have a lot of opportunities, and we have opportunities that are a few hours a week, such as if you want to work with our adult ed students doing the English language skills, our market, you could, donate an hour or two of your time each week. But we also have, opportunities throughout the year, which are kind of more singular. So for instance, if you were going to work in our market, you might be helping to prepare bagging groceries, getting some of the food prepared so that it's easy to distribute. That might be what your day looks like if you come in on a Wednesday. On a Thursday when we're distributing food, a lot of that is, again, taking those bags of food that have been prepackaged and putting them in people's cars, greeting clients, making sure they feel warm and welcome, maybe putting together some, surplus food for when that surge inevitably hits at the end of the distribution hours. For our adult ed, if you want to be a volunteer, you don't need to have experience. You don't necessarily need to speak a different language, although sometimes having experience in a different language can make you appreciate how difficult it is for some of these adult students to acquire English language skills. But we do all the training for that. So that might be meeting an hour or two a week with a student, going over things like the alphabet or sentences. And again, we guide you along the way. We don't just throw you to the wolves and say, hope for the best. For other opportunities, things like coming to help out, I know it sounds silly, but with like landscaping and doing some garden work, maybe helping pull some weeds. We want the Gray House to be a beautiful place where people feel excited to come to, and it looks beautiful because we want it to feel like home to people. And so if somebody says, hey, I have an hour and I have a little bit of a green thumb, I'd love to come make the Gray House outside look great. Perfect. Let me know, reach out to me. And then other opportunities, again, working with our children. If you can do fifth grade math, then you're going to be a great candidate for us. I still struggle because they teach math a little differently than when I learned it. But again, nothing like a smartphone to help you through if you have a question. And again, there's such wonderful children who are so excited to learn about not only our tutors and volunteers and their lives and where, their career paths took them. They'll share with you their days, and it's really special. I think a lot of our volunteers say they get more out of it than they feel like they give. And I think that's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, so lots of different opportunities. What I would recommend is anyone who might be interested, feel free to reach out to me. They can go to info@grayhouse.org, or again, give me a call directly. It's on our website, my number. Let me know their availability. Where is their passion? And typically we can find a place for them. We're a really small organization, so everybody comes with a skill or a talent or a passion that will help the community.
Is there anything else that you want to mention about the Gray House or about the event that's coming up, or anything in general that you like people to know about?
Again, I'm really excited. The spaghetti supper. I really do invite anyone who's watching to please, if they're interested, attend, be a part of this. We're really excited to have it back after 2 years of a virtual event. Anybody who's watching who might have questions about the resources we're providing, again, I welcome everyone to reach out and ask, because we are here to answer those questions. We really want to do that in a friendly, inviting way. So if somebody's watching and they might need some of our assistance, like please give us a call and don't hesitate. We're so happy. That's what we're here for, and we want to help. And then I just want to say thank you to you, Paul, for being such a great, again, friend to the Gray House and helping us spread the word about our upcoming event and some of the great work that we're doing within the community.
Awesome. And folks, the Gray House there's a lot of great organizations in our area that are helping people, not just in Springfield, Long Meadow, all over the place. And obviously we know there's people in need. We know that pre-COVID, there were people in need. But it is definitely one of the shining jewels in the city, and really one of the toughest parts of the city in terms of people being able to make it, so to speak. So I want to thank Kristen for coming on and talking about this. I think it's going to be a great event. If you can get to the spaghetti supper, I know some of the people that will be attending, and I think first of all, you're going to get a great meal. That's beside the point. But the reality is you'll be doing something really good. And if you can't make it, if you want more information, just go to grayhouse.org, correct?
Yes.
And people can find some good information about the Gray House. If you think about volunteering, it doesn't have to be, hours and hours, but give Kristen a call or reach out to her and talk to her about what you may or may not be able to do. I want to thank you again, Kristen, for coming on, and I want to thank you guys for listening. And we'll be back with more episodes of The Upside as we go. Again, Kristen, thank you for coming on, and have a great day.
Thank you. Have a great day too.